Hi everyone, I am Sarah Marie Paul and I am super excited to share with you just a little bit about my essential oils journey and how I got started along the way. So I'm about to celebrate my 2-year anniversary with Young Living and I have just loved every single moment. But here's a little bit about how I got started with a diffuser similar to this and with oils that I'm going to talk to you about today. Just a little bit different. My kit was a little bit different. This one is even better, believe it or not, which is why I had to buy one of these too, but I'm going to talk to you all about it. So what happened about 2 years ago was, oh my gosh, my life was so different. But I was staying at home after, during an extended maternity leave I was teaching at the time. So I was a reading specialist for many years. I was in the public education system for a little over 10 years. And I had a little boy who was born, and it was a couple months later, and my son, he kept getting sick, and I couldn't figure out why. And what would happen to him is that he would start off with just one booger, and then really quickly it would turn into some sort of an infection, whether it was a sinus infection, an upper respiratory infection, but it would make that switch really quickly, and then he would not be able to kick it on his own. So he would be sick for weeks, and it seemed like he was sick for like ever. So during that time, I would take him to the doctor, to our pediatrician. I would ask the pediatrician what to do. The pediatrician would prescribe an antibiotic. We would go home, I would give it to him, and then about 4 or 5 weeks later, he would get a booger again. It would turn into an infection again, and then I'd take him back to the doctor. So this is round 3 or 4 of antibiotics that we were on in March of, 2017. And I took him to the doctor, and he developed a severe allergic reaction to the antibiotic. So he had a rash from the tip of his head down to the bottom of his toes that wouldn't respond to any sort of antihistamines. And he had to be seen for in observation for anaphylaxis. It was a really scary experience for me, for my husband as well. And when we were finally able to take him home that night, we put him into his crib. And I just laid in bed and I cried to my husband and I said, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do next time that this happens? Because we're stuck in this cycle and I don't know what to do to keep our baby well. So what I did, I reached out to my friend. Her name is Sarah Miller Stutzman. She is an amazing woman, friend, educator. She owns Well Folk Revival. And I said, hey girl, what are you doing with these oils? I see you're using them, and I have some lavender from Amazon and I am not afraid to use it. Like, I will pull that stuff out and rub it all over my son if I have to, if you tell me it will work. And she said, don't do that because you don't know what's in those oils, because in the United States, an oil can be labeled as pure and only have 5% of that actual oil in it. So at that time, all I knew was lavender oil, the one that I got off Amazon, because I get everything off of Amazon. And I never noticed a big difference in my health from it. She said you can use this oil, which is called Raven, and what you can do with this oil, you can put it in the diffuser. So I can use it in the diffuser for my son if he needs extra support upper respiratory wise. Or I can also take it, I can put it into a roller bottle, I can roll it on his chest, on his back, on his neck. What I like to do is even take hardened coconut oil, organic coconut oil, melt it down, add a couple drops on, and use it as chest rub. That way I'm not using anything with petroleum in it, because petroleum-based products are not the best thing, which I found out after looking more into my products that I was using, that a lot of them were actually causing more upper respiratory issues for him rather than less, even some of the medicines that I was using. It was crazy. So that was a huge game changer for us. In addition, she recommended Thieves, and Thieves is just the immune support oil. Like, we use this, how do we use this? Every single night on the bottom of our feet. We make little rollers. We dilute it with our V6 carrier oil. We put it on the bottom of the feet. When I send my son to preschool now, I use it multiple times a day. I love this in honey with a couple other oils too, and it just helps to really soothe my throat, but it helps to keep us well. It's also in our cleaner that I love too, which was amazing in getting rid of chemicals. So those two oils were like the big deal for us. Some other ones too, because at this time in my life, I wasn't sleeping well. I suffered with anxiety. So I was extremely high strung. I was very irritable. If you have ever suffered from sleep deprivation, then you know like how that makes you feel. And I was not the best version of myself. So I used lavender for myself in the diffuser with frankincense. And I used both of them together, just a couple of drops mixed with water in here, helped me to calm down. Frankincense helped to ground me a lot. And it also helped to keep my son, I would do the same thing in his diffuser at night, I still do. It helps to keep his healthy lungs healthy, helps to keep him breathing strong, which was an added bonus for us. This also helps with our bedtime routine with him amazingly, like so good. He's out in a matter of minutes when we get him into his bed. So those oils were fantastic. Lavender is also really good for skin, and at the time my son was having all sorts of skin issues, so we were able to rub it right onto his skin, especially like on the back of his arms here. He had little bumpies, we were able to rub it right on the bumpies. Stress Away was amazing for me. I would just take this is the bottle that I ran out of first. Oh, it smells like a walk on the beach to me, which is my favorite smell in the world. And I use this in all sorts of things. I would mix this with Epsom salt, just 4 drops in a half cup of Epsom salt, put it in the bottom of the shower and just smell it. Help me to detox a little bit, get any germs out of my system, but it also helps just to kind of let those very anxious moments dissipate, you know, and help you to breathe easier. A must-have as a mama too. And then what else do we have here? Well, during that time of my life, since I wasn't sleeping well, I wasn't taking the most care of myself, I was using Panaway a lot. I was using Panaway because Panaway helps with all things head tension. It also helps with anything with muscles. So if you have ever carried around a big toddler or a little baby, or if you are someone who just does a lot of strenuous work, this is great to put on your back afterwards. I used it because hormonally, my hormones were all over the place and I would get hormonal headaches. And this was a great relief for me, an absolute amazing relief. I would rub it on my head, here, on my temples, on the back of my neck, and my thumbs, as well as my big toes. And it helped tremendously with that. It still does in a pinch. I never leave home without that one. In fact, I still use all these oils that I'm talking to you about. These are the ones that I order like almost every month because they help so much during that time, and they're the ones that are most versatile too. But I talked to you a lot about my anxious feelings. Valor is the one that helps with all anxious feelings. So I just like to put a drop or two in my hand, spin it around a little bit, take some really deep breaths, put it onto my neck, right behind my ears. This is my favorite oil out of all 300 oils that we have. Seriously, like you will never find me without this. I've put this on every day of my life for the past 2 years, multiple times a day. So that is fantastic, just to breathe easy and to deal with people, to deal with family. I love you, family. But sometimes I need Valor to deal with all of you. And then there's other fantastic oils. So for any type of digestion, Digest is your oil. You can rub it right onto your tummy, and whether you can't start going or you can't stop going, Digest is what you want to use. People don't believe it until they try it, and it works amazing. Safe for little kids too. You just have to dilute it properly. Peppermint is also good for Digest, but I love this one for energy. So I told you I was like not sleeping, emotionally, hormonally, not at my best. Peppermint helped to get me through. It is amazing just to sniff the bottle in the morning or the middle of the afternoon to give you a pick-me-up. I love to diffuse it too. That's a great way to use any of these oils. And peppermint is also good for digestion, so it helps to keep things moving nice and smoothly, just the way that it should. All of these oils are great for ridding your body of toxins too, which is very important to me. And you'll notice some of the bottles have white labels as opposed to the colored labels. The white ones are from our Vitality line, and those oils are ones that you can actually ingest. So they are made for consumption. So what I like to do is take 1 drop of peppermint, 1 drop of lemon, put it in my water every single day. And I make sure to use a glass or stainless water bottle, no plastic. And it is amazing. It does like a nice gentle cleanse, helps with healthy weight management on a regular basis. Helps with satiety in between meals. It's like all the good things. And lemon and citrus fresh that are here are great for mood boosters too. So like they just help to keep you feeling happy. It's like happiness and sunshine in a bottle. So it's great to diffuse for any stinky smells. I used these instead of using like a diaper genie or any fancy thing for diapers when my son was in diapers. We never had an issue. And now I use them when I cook smelly things in my house too, or even for smelly shoes. So they are wonderful. Those are the oils that now come in the starter kit. There's one more too. If you take a little open up here, Peace and Calming. This is another great one for stress. If anybody has stress, if you don't have stress, hit me up. Let me know what you're doing, because I don't know, I still have stress in my life, even with oils, but oils make it all manageable. So this is another one that I love to use just as much as Valor too. And then your kit also comes with a little Thieves hand sanitizer, because we all like to keep the germs away. And that Thieves oil is in this hand sanitizer, which is awesome, because then you're getting immune system support. It keeps the good stuff, gets rid of the bad stuff. You also get some of the Ningxia, which if you've seen anything, you know that I drink this all the time. I drink 2 ounces of this a day. This is a 2-ounce portion. You can put it into a shot glass. I drink it right out of the bottle, usually. I mix it with some other oils and waters, kombucha, and it tastes fantastic, but this is like a liquid multivitamin. So this is just to start your day with tons of antioxidants, which rid your body of free radicals, help you feeling your best, give you a lot of energy, like keeps you feeling like you can just do all the things that you gotta do. And then you also get a little thing of Thieves cleaner like this, so that you can spray all the things. So the Thieves oil, where is it? That Thieves oil right here is inside here too. So every time you're cleaning, you're spraying, you're doing all the things, you are also getting immune system support. Game changer for all of us. So this is all the things. Young Living gives it to you in a nice package. If you were to purchase everything separate, it would be $410, which is still a great value, but they give it to you for $165, which is outstanding. They also give you a 1-year membership, which is a wholesale membership for 24% off of any additional purchases that you make, which means that you could get some Thieves cleaner, you could get some Ningxia Red, and you could get that all at wholesale pricing for 24% off. Reach out with any questions. You know where to find me, and I hope that you just enjoyed my story. Wait, I didn't even tell you. Ready for this? So where are we now? I told you a lot about like what I was experiencing then. Where are we now is that my son has not been on 1 antibiotic since April of 2017. That is crazy. Like that is crazy business, right? 2 years. And it is literally like we started using oils. They changed our life. I quit my job and here we are now, and we have never felt better. We have never felt more empowered, especially me, you know, coming from a mother, the gatekeeper of our home. I feel like I know what to do in a natural way before I have to go to any other form of care, which is fantastic. So we have an amazing community with tons and tons of experts in all different areas that I would love to welcome you to. So please reach out and let me know if I can help you in any way.